Before we start, I want you to think about the last time you woke up feeling truly rested. Not just okay, but powerful. Most of us treat sleep like a luxury or a chore we can cut corners on to get more done. But the truth is that sleep is not downtime. It is a high-performance state where your body and brain do their most critical work. Today we are looking at why sleep is your ultimate superpower, what happens when you lose it, and how to finally master your nights. We often hear people brag about surviving on 4 or 5 hours of sleep. They wear it like a badge of honor, as if being exhausted is a sign of productivity. But science tells us that this is a slow form of self-destruction. According to the National Sleep Foundation, adults need between 7 and 9 hours of quality sleep for a reason. This isn't just a suggestion, it is a biological requirement. When you sleep, your brain doesn't just shut off. It activates a specialized waste clearance system called the glymphatic system. Research from the National Institutes of Health at nih.gov shows that this system literally flushes out toxins that build up in your brain during the day. This includes beta amyloid, a protein linked to Alzheimer's disease. Think of your brain like a busy kitchen. During the day, you are cooking and making a mess. Sleep is the cleaning crew that comes in at night to scrub the floors and take out the trash. Without enough sleep, your brain is essentially swimming in its own metabolic waste. The benefits of a good night's sleep touch every single part of your life. Let's talk about cognitive performance. Sleep is where memory consolidation happens. Everything you learned today is currently being moved from your short-term storage, the hippocampus, to your long-term memory in the cortex. If you are a student or a professional, pulling an all-nighter is the worst thing you can do. You might stay awake to study, but your brain won't have the chance to save the file. You end up with a brain that is like a full hard drive that hasn't been backed up. Beyond memory, sleep regulates your emotions. The amygdala, which is the emotional center of your brain, becomes 60% more reactive when you are sleep deprived. This is why everything feels like a disaster after a bad night. You lose the ability to put things in perspective. Your prefrontal cortex, the logical part of the brain, loses its connection to the emotional centers. Good sleep gives you an emotional buffer, making you more resilient to stress and better at navigating social situations. Physically, sleep is the ultimate healer. While you are in deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, which repairs tissues and builds muscle. It also fuels your immune system. The Mayo Clinic notes at mayoclinic.org that people who don't get quality sleep are more likely to get sick after being exposed to a virus. Your body produces cytokines during sleep, which are proteins that help your immune system fight off infections and chronic inflammation. If you want to stay healthy and maintain your physique, your time in the gym matters less than your time in bed. You don't grow muscle in the gym, you grow it while you sleep. Now we have to look at the dark side, the consequences of sleep deprivation. It is not just about being tired or needing an extra coffee. Chronic sleep loss is a silent killer. The Harvard Medical School Division of Sleep Medicine at sleep.hms.harvard.edu points out that long-term sleep deprivation is linked to a massive increase in the risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. When you don't sleep enough, your hunger hormones go out of balance. Your levels of ghrelin, the hormone that makes you feel hungry, go up. Your levels of leptin, the hormone that tells you that you are full, go down. This is why you crave sugar and junk food when you are exhausted. Your brain is screaming for a quick hit of energy to keep you awake. You aren't lacking willpower, you are fighting a losing battle against your own biology. The impact on your heart is just as scary. Even a single night of reduced sleep can cause a spike in blood pressure and increased inflammation. Over years, this leads to hardened arteries and a much higher chance of heart attack or stroke. In fact, there is a global experiment done every year called daylight saving time. When we lose just 1 hour of sleep in the spring, there is a 24% increase in heart attacks reported the following day. When we gain an hour in the autumn, there is a 21% decrease. That is how sensitive your heart is to your sleep schedule. Perhaps the most dangerous part of poor sleep is how it affects your judgment. The terrifying thing about sleep deprivation is that you don't know you are impaired. After a few nights of 6 hours of sleep, your performance on tests drops to the level of someone who is legally intoxicated. But when researchers ask these people how they feel, they say they feel fine. They think they have adapted to less sleep. In reality, they have just forgotten what it feels like to be truly awake. You become a worse version of yourself, slower, less creative, and more irritable, but you are too tired to even realize it. So how do we fix this? How do we take care of ourselves in a world that never sleeps? It starts with sleep hygiene. First, you need consistency. Your brain has an internal clock called the circadian rhythm. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends, is the most powerful thing you can do to regulate your energy. Second, you need to manage light. Blue light from your phone and laptop suppresses melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it is time to sleep. Try to dim the lights an hour before bed and keep your bedroom cool. Most experts recommend a temperature around 18 degrees Celsius. Your body needs to drop its core temperature by about 1 degree to initiate sleep, so a cool room actually acts as a biological trigger for rest. Third, watch what you put into your body. Caffeine has a half-life of about 6 hours. If you have a cup of coffee at 4 p.m., half of that caffeine is still in your system at 10 p.m. Even if you can fall asleep, the quality of that sleep will be shallow. You won't get the deep, restorative stages of sleep that your body needs. Alcohol is another trap. It might help you fall asleep faster, but it acts as a sedative that blocks your REM sleep. REM sleep is the stage you need for emotional processing, creativity, and mental health. When you drink, you aren't sleeping, you are just sedated. Think of sleep as an investment with the highest possible return. If there was a pill that could improve your memory, make you lose weight, protect you from cancer, and make you live longer, it would be the most expensive drug on earth. That pill is sleep, and it is free. It is the single most effective thing you can do to reset your brain and body health each day. We need to stop viewing sleep as a cost or a sign of weakness. Start looking at it as a foundation for everything else. Everything you want to achieve tomorrow depends on what you do tonight. You owe it to yourself to give your body the rest it deserves. When you respect your sleep, you respect your life. Take a deep breath. Turn off the screen. Take care of yourself. We will see you in the next video.